What's up, YouTube? It is your Lord and Savior, King D353, here with an announcement video. As you can see by the giant Nuzlocke symbol here, it's about time that I lose my Nuzlocke virginity, if you will. I decided that for the first time in my entire life, yes, I've never done this before, I'm going to do a Nuzlocke challenge. But there's a problem. I don't know what game I want to do. And more importantly, I don't know what starter I'm going to choose. You guys will be deciding this for me, but before we get into that, let's go over the rules of the Nuzlocke challenge. So, Nuzlocke rules. Rule number 1. If a Pokemon faints, it is considered dead and must be dropped off in the dead box. If you guys are wondering why I'm doing dead box rather than release, it's so that if I fail the Nuzlocke challenge, I can still finish the Let's Play. Of course, at that point, it'll be less of a Let's Play, more of a shame run. Rule number 2. You can only catch the first Pokemon you encounter on a route. If that Pokemon faints, you lose that encounter. Rule number 3. You must nickname all of your Pokemon. That way, you gain a bond with them, and it hurts that much more when you lose them. Now for the clauses. Clause number 1 is one I made up. I call it the logic clause. Normally, whenever a YouTuber does a Nuzlocke, they lose once they lose the 6 party Pokemon. This makes no sense. Honestly, whenever I thought of a Nuzlocke, I didn't think of it as hard mode. I thought of it as realistic mode. So losing just because my 6 Pokemon are dead, when I have other Pokemon on a PC, makes no sense. Especially if you're in a battle with a gym leader or something. So, I will only lose if 1. I run out of a live Pokemon on the PC, or 2. I lose to any member of the enemy team. And by enemy team, I mean Team Rocket, Team Galactic, Team Magma, etc., etc. If an evil character like them defeats me, then I automatically lose. Doesn't matter if I have Pokemon on the PC or not. Next, duped clause. I cannot catch a Pokemon that I've caught in the past. Most people will make Eevee an exception because Eevee has multiple evolutions. So does Ralts. So does Slowpoke. So does a shit ton of Pokemon. I am not making an exception for Eevee. No catching any Pokemon I've caught in the past. Next, the trade clause. I am going to allow myself to trade with in-game NPCs. I'm not going to trade with myself to evolve Pokemon that can only evolve through trade, but I can trade with in-game NPCs. That is assuming I somehow lucked out and gotten the Pokemon that NPC needs. And the set clause, the clause everyone knows and everyone uses. I will have my game set to set during the Let's Play. Now, as for the actual voting. How I want you guys to do this is I want you to put in which game you want me to play, and then under which game you want me to play, I want you to choose a starter from each game. That way I can get both of those votes out of the way in one foul swoop. So game number 1 is Pokemon Black version. For those of you who don't know, in Pokemon Black version, the starters you have to vote between are Snivy, Oshawott, and Tepig. Choice number 2. Pokemon Heart Gold version. In Heart Gold version, the stars you have to choose between are Totodile, Cyndaquil, and Chikorita. And choice number 3 is a glazed donut. I mean Pokemon Glaze. This is a ROM hack game, so one of these things is not like the others. One of these things just doesn't belong. Tell me which thing is not like the others by the time I finish my song. The starters you have to choose between in this game are... Wait, what? Shinx, what the fuck are you doing here? You're not a starter. Okay, apparently we got to choose between Shinx. Ooh! Mascot! 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 Choose Riolu! Choose Riolu! Choose Riolu! Oh, and you guys. Yeah, I don't care about you anymore. Anyway, so there you guys have it. Those are the rules in the Nuzlocke challenge. And the games you have to choose between are Black, Heart Gold, and Glazed. And remember to also choose a starter for each game. That way, I don't end up just having like one vote for Black if one person voted Black. And like, the point is just I'm so bad at expressing myself sometimes. Point is, choose a game and then choose a starter from each game. In a few days, I'll start my first ever Nuzlocke, playing whichever game was chosen, with whichever starter was chosen. Anyway, I hope you guys look forward to it as much as I do, and hopefully I won't lose my first ever Nuzlocke. Deuces, YouTube.